Hello students, welcome and thank you for watching my video again. We are going to start off with lesson 5 today regarding tree diagram. You're going to learn how to do a tree diagram to find compound probability. Something that's different from our last lesson, which is an area model. Alright, so before we get started, I want you to go ahead and pause and go ahead and print out this worksheet that is attached to the lesson. If you can't print it out, then just go ahead and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Alright, there should be 2 pages. Alright, any question, go ahead and just email me. Alright. There are 2 parts to the worksheet. The first part will be our notes. Okay, so you'll be taking notes and watching the video, taking notes at the same time. So the whole page here will just be on notes. Just makes your life easier while you're watching the video. You don't have to worry about writing everything down. It's already printed for you, unless you have to write it down, of course. Okay, so again, the first part will just be the notes. Just write it down, alright? The second part will be your assignment. Let me know again if you have any questions, just go ahead and email me about the assignment. Alright? Alright, we can go and get started. Okay, so anyway, the notes, I know the last lesson we did an area model regarding 2 coins. I'm going to show you how to get the same results by doing a tree diagram. Alright? Grab this one real fast. Oops. Okay. Alright, so let's just say, oh, by the way, you're not going to need any coins today. We're not tossing anything today. Okay? Again, we're going to just pretend we're tossing 2 coins. Our first coin has heads and tails. To do a tree diagram, you start off with your first, whatever that is, and it happens to be a coin. So our 2 options for our tree diagram is heads or tails. Alright? The reason why it's called a tree diagram is because you can have branches coming out from the first one. Alright? So again, your second coin is also heads and tails. So whatever the first one is, you can branch out like this, and then you can write down your second coin or second event. And there are 2 options, heads or tails. And the same thing for if you got tails, that means you get heads or tails for your second coin. I'm going to do the same thing again. These are branches. Now you won't get them wrong. You put tails and heads, you flip these 2, and that's okay too. Okay? For possible outcomes is you just have to go back and look at your tree diagram and then just write down your combo, okay, regarding the branch, of course. Okay, so heads, points to heads, so that's your first option. Heads, and then your points to tails. Tails, and then heads. I'll write right here, tails and heads, and then tails and then tails. So possible outcomes, and there's only 4 of them. Right, and only 4. Alright? You should know how to get that 2 times 2. Okay? Alright, let's go to 3 coins. Now, for an area model, you only can do it with 2 events. So you can't even do an area model for when it's 3 coins or 3 bags or something like that. But a tree diagram, you can. Alright? Okay, we're going to start off with the first coin. Heads and tails. I'm rather bigger because there'll be more branches to the third one. Alright, so I have heads and tails. Alright, again, you're supposed to write this inside your worksheet. It's already ready for you over here. So again, you could just write down a tree diagram right there. Alright, so again, this makes things easier for you. Okay, that's my first coin, and then my second coin is also heads and tails, so it'll be only 2 options, so I know there's only 2 branches. Heads and tails. Alright, now again, I know there's a third coin. Okay, so I'm going to have, my third coin has 2 options, so I know it'll be 2 more branches. Heads and tails. Alright, now if there's a 4th coin, then you have to do 2 more branches for each one of them. So heads, tails, and so on. Again, that's it'll be part of your assignment is to do 4 coins. Okay? Now the possible outcome, again, I know there's 3 coins, and so I know, and then each coin has 2 options, so just 2 times 2 times 2. So I know there's a total of 8 possible outcome, and let's go ahead and list those possible outcomes. All right? So you can just follow the branches. We have heads, heads, heads. Heads, heads, and then the other branch is tails. Alright, I'm done with this guy, so now we'll go this one. Heads, tails, heads. Right, just follow the branches. Heads, tails, tails. I'm done with this part, so I'm going to go this one here. Heads, heads, I'm sorry, tails, heads, heads. Tails, heads, tails. Tails, tails, heads. Tails, tails, tails. Alright, so all these are 3 different ways, 8 different ways. You toss 3 coins, and these are your 8 possible outcomes. Alright? Alright, let's go ahead and answer some questions real fast. I'm going to go grab a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, you can use your phone. Alright? Alright, what's the problem with getting heads, heads, heads? Looks like it's 1 out of 8. I know there's already 8. You can count it there. You can see right there. So 1 out of 8. There you go. I'm always going to leave that up there. 1 out of 8. You can do 1 divided by 8. 1 divided by 8. That would give me 0.125. So I'm going to get 12.5%. So you were going to play a game, and the chance of you getting heads, heads, heads is 12.5%. There are students that still think it's 50%. It can't be anymore. You're tossing more than 1 coin. Alright? At least 1 head, so just go and look. This one has at least 1, that has 2, 3, 4, there's 2 there, there's 2, there's 1 there. So there's 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not that one. So it'd be 7 out of 8, which happens to be 87.5%, 87.5%. I'm out of room, sorry. Okay, heads or tails. So as long as you get heads or tails, you go, wait a second, they all have heads or tails. You're right. This is a trick question. Alright, so it looks like all of them have it. So the chance of you winning is just going to be 8 out of 8, meaning that is 100%. Alright, so there's, again, it's a trick question. You're always going to get heads or tails. Okay? Now for F, it's a longer problem, but I don't have room to write it. Okay? So let me read it for you quickly. It says, if you were to play a game where you toss at least heads, heads to win, what is the probability of winning? What's the probability of losing? Okay? So, if this is my chance of winning, alright, at least heads, heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like I have 4 out of 8, which should be 50%. Alright? Now the chance of me losing, now you can go ahead and count, okay, if the chance of you winning is 4 out of 8, then the chance of you losing has to be the opposite, which is also happens to be 4 over 8. You can just say, okay, so there's a total of 8 event outcome, 4 of it, chance of you winning, that means 4 has to be a chance of you losing, so 4 over 8, that's also 50%. Alright, that is your first part of your notes. Again, you have any questions, go ahead and email me. Oh, by the way, I am wearing a hat. My hair is too long. I'm probably going to get a haircut maybe soon, hopefully. And then I'll take off my hat. Alright? Part 2 is coming up. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of Lesson 5 notes. This one's actually a lot shorter. Again, you'll be taking your notes on just the worksheet that's attached. So it makes things easier for you. If you don't have it, print it out. Copy it on a separate sheet of paper and then start the notes. Alright? Alright, so this second part 2 here, okay, they're talking about a meal that's optioned at Twin Peaks Middle School. I know that's not true, but let's just pretend, okay? And let's just say that there's only 3 types of entrees, all right? There's burgers, tacos, and some sort of rice dish. And then snacks, there's only 2 options, either chips or apple. And for drinks, you only get either water or milk, okay? So how many different types of meals can be created using these entree, snacks, and drinks? All right? So again, 3 is our first option for entrees, 2 for snacks, and then 2 for drinks. All right, I'll write it down here. Okay, so you get 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times, so it'll be 12 different meals. All right, now they're going to want us for B, they want us to do a tree diagram. You don't have to write out all the words, you could use the letters. Okay, so B, T, R, excuse me, B, T, and R. You know what? I'm actually going to spread them apart a little bit. Okay. Let's try it again. B, T, R. Alright. So you have a burger, your snacks option would be chips or apples. So chips or apples. Same thing for tacos, chips or apples, chips. And again, if you have burgers, chips, then your 2 options for drinks is water and milk. Water and milk. All right. Yeah, kind of out of room, but anyway, that's something like that. These are the branches itself. Those are the most important thing. Okay. So when you do the possible outcomes, you just have to follow the branches. All right. So we have burgers, chips, and water. Burger, chips, and milk. Burgers, apples, and water. Burgers, apples, and milk. And so on. Same thing for tacos, chips, and water. So taco, chips, and water. I'm just going to go quickly. Taco, chips, and milk. Tacos, apples, and water. Tacos, apples, and milk. And I'm just quickly with the rice. So we have rice, chips, and water. Rice, chips, and milk. Rice, water. Rice, and milk. Alright, that's our 12 outcomes. You can go back and count. As you can see, there's 12 of them. Alright, let's go ahead and do C. What's the probability of getting tacos, apples, and milk? Looks like there's only 1 option for that one. So 1 out of 12. Again, take out your calculator. You just go ahead and do 1 divided by 12. 1 divided by 12. You should have around 8.3%. So what's the chance of getting rice, just rice and milk? You can go back and count. So we just want rice and milk, so rice and milk right there. Let's see here, rice and milk. So there's 2 of them right here. So rice and milk, so it's 2. 2 out of 12. That should be, let's see here, 2 divided by 12. Should give you 16.7%. Alright, now E. Let's say you wanted an orange for your meal. There is no option for orange, so this one is actually a little tricky. It's 0 out of 12. Okay, that's sitting at 0. We're just going to get 0%. All right. Any question? Again, email me. That's the second part. That's it. That concludes our lesson for number 5. And I hope you have a great weekend or a great day. Thank you.